success means nothing if you lose your health trying to get it. Now, this chapter actually begins with the author letting us know that he is not an expert on what we're about to talk about, but he wrote this particular chapter from personal experience plus consultation and gathering advice from experts. Now, let's go on. Health or looking healthy, looking and feeling healthy does not automatically mean that one's health should be neglected. And this was the story of our author John Maxwell up until December the 8th, 1998, where during a Christmas party where he and his family were invited for, he slumped to the floor due to a very serious excruciating pain in his chest. After all he was rushed to the hospital where he was told that he had a serious heart attack. Thank God for good relationships which had actually helped to introduce him to a professional who was willing to try out a new procedure on John Maxwell because the heart attack was caused by a clot in his blood. This professional was willing to try out a new procedure on him, and if not for that, John Maxwell wouldn't have left the hospital due to how serious and severe his heart attack was. Now, notice that cardiovascular diseases are one of the fastest killing diseases in most parts of the world: America, Europe, even Africa. Hello everyone, this is the Review With Me podcast and welcome. It's so good to have you. I'm your host and your walk-through reading coach, Mrs. P. Stamino, and we have been reading and reviewing a lot of books, and this is another book we are reviewing. If you're just joining us, please do sit down, enjoy yourself, hit the like button, share tag someone who you think will also like to hear this or who needs to hear this, because we are reading and reviewing the book Make Today Count by John Maxwell. And yes, we are in chapter 3. Chapter 3 is titled Health, as you may have guessed it. When John Maxwell comes to your mind, it doesn't ring health, it doesn't ring doctor. But why is he talking about health? Hence the warning earlier. He's not talking from the place of an expert. So if you're ready, come with me and let's continue our conversation. Anyway, fast forward till later and everything. Thank God for the procedure. John Maxwell got better, and after some finding out and some instructions from consultant, he made a decision and decided to make another daily dosing, which we will be looking at today. So what was the decision John Maxwell took? He made a decision to take good care of himself by exercising and eating right. Now, if you actually read the book deeply, as we know, this is a summary of the book. John Maxwell talks about the fact that he is a foodie, he is a lover of food, and he doesn't really take exercise serious because he has never really had health issues. He is not someone to pass on a dessert. He's not someone to pass on meats and all that. But this time around, after his episode, he made a decision to eat rightly and exercise daily. Now, following the decision of health. How do we follow the decision of health? This is also for anyone out there who knows the value of good health but needs a guideline on how to tackle it. Now, there are a lot of us that want to slim down, we want to eat healthy. Trust me, this particular chapter is helping me a lot. There are a lot of us that may want to do that, but we don't know the guideline to take. It's not just about standing up and beginning to do exercise. No, it's beyond that. If you start, there are a lot of people that have started exercise that will do sit-ups, I will do press-ups, I will do squats, and then after some time, they stop. So how do we handle this decision daily? Number one, have a purpose worth living for. When you have something to live for, you desire to live a long life. Now, most people don't have anything they want to live for, so at the end of the day, they do exercise for 2 weeks and then they stop. But when there's something that is pushing you to live, you desire to live. So that desire to live long will actually help you to trim some of your appetite. Your appetite for some things will be trimmed because because of your desire to live long, it helps you cross-check. You know that this thing will not help me achieve my purpose. A sense of purpose helps a person to make a decision to change and follow through. with the discipline that is required for it. So before you actually start the exercise, before you start, I will not eat this, I will not eat that, I will not do this, I will not do that. It starts first with having a sense of worth, a sense of purpose. What is that thing that is making you? What is that thing that is driving you? Not just the physical. There's something that must start from inside. Life is lived from inside out, not outside in. So your drive to actually live a healthy life comes from within. You see decisions and discipline, right? John gave up desserts, like I said earlier, because his craving for a longer life was greater than his craving for sweets. In fact, he actually said, somebody told him, John, is it that you've given up dessert sweets? Don't you want sweets anymore? And he said, I desire it, but my desire for a longer life is greater than my desire for sweets. That was his response to that person. Number 2, do work you enjoy. This is actually the unconventional talk about health. Do the work you enjoy. When people do jobs they don't enjoy or jobs they don't like, they get so stressed. When people do work that they think adds no value to them or to the people around them, they become demoralized. Now, to remain healthy, align your work with your values, and then that will help you to be healthy. So, for example, you are actually a God-fearing person, a born-again Christian, and you're working in a club. That on its own will actually demoralize you. Not that I'm looking down on people who work in a club or a bar. I'm not looking down on them. But in line with your values, they don't align. So at the end of the day, you end up doing work that stresses you. You end up doing work that demoralizes you because it is not aligning with your values. And that has a way of eating deep or affecting one's health. So when you're looking for a job, do not get to, that's why we talked about purpose. Remember I told you this is a personal development space. And that's why we talked about purpose. So you know when you've attained, when you know your purpose, when you found purpose, when you know what you were created for, you don't just go looking for job. You look for work that is in line with your purpose. You do work that is in line with your purpose. And as you're doing work in line with your purpose, you also have your value system. So the work you are doing aligns with your value system so that every time you do that work, you enjoy what you're doing. You are not demoralized. I love reading a lot. So coming out to speak or coming out to do a podcast where I'm reviewing books, I can keep talking on and on and on. I actually normally checkmate myself to ensure that I don't make this podcast too long, but because it is something I love doing, so I don't get tired at it. I can read 4 books at the same time and I will grab what I want to grab. Not because of this. I read it at my pace. I understand my pace and I know how to read it. I don't finish all of them in the same day, but because of how I love reading, I can balance it properly. So what am I trying to say? Align your values with your work. Also, a simple way to know that you're working in the area of your strength is that it energizes you. When you work in the area of your strength, you enjoy what you're doing, so you don't get tired. You really get tired. There's this energy, there's this joy. I love children a lot. I'm a children minister in church. Now, I can be very tired, but immediately I'm standing in front of my children. There's this joy that comes from within, and then I just start with them, and I go at it, I can come back later when I'm in the house and on my own, I'm like, oh God, I'm so exhausted. But at that point where I'm saying I'm exhausted, just bring those children to me again, and you will see the joy. There's something inside that just flows with it. So to know that you're actually listening, the work you love doing energizes you and helps your health. The next one, find your pace. Find and maintain your pace. The pace that is right for you. Now, note this. If you take a slower pace, you become lazy. If you take a pace, or if you continually take a pace that is higher than you, if you take a pace faster than you become if you take a pace that is faster than you are capable of, you burn out. Yes. So if you take a slower pace, you actually become very lazy, or you become lazy. You can do more, but you're not able to. You just relax at the barest minimum. Now, if you take a pace faster than you burn out because you'll be pushing yourself so hard to be able to meet up and you'll be overwhelmed. Now, but there's another part, which is actually a place of equilibrium. A pace that is not too slow and is not too fast. Everybody has their own base level. In the previous chapter, we're talking about energy level. It's the same thing for the pace also. What pace is yours? Like I said, I talked about books. And now somebody will think, she's reading 4 books, I will go and follow her and read 4 books at the same time. It may not be your pace. Your pace may actually be just reading 1 chapter a day. Your pace you may not even be reading one chapter a day. Your pace may be reading 1 page a day. You can't follow me because you get to a point you'll be overwhelmed and you let it go. The aim is not to start and stop. The aim is to make your day count continuously. So find your pace and stay in it. When you stay in your pace, you avoid stress, you avoid overwhelm, you avoid burnout. You are just okay where you are, and you keep growing calmly, slowly, and steadily. All right, the next one. Accept your personal worth. Accept your personal worth. A poor or distorted self-image is the cause of many health-threatening conditions and activities such as substance use, alcoholism, eating disorder, obesity, and the rest of them. Accept who you are. Accept if you are chubby. It's okay. Just accept. Even if you want to work on yourself, first accept who you are. Don't put up a standard based by the world for yourself. Accept who you are, because a lot of people have a wrong or a poor self-image, and that has made them begin to look. You see some people that are celebrities, but they cannot even stand in front of the camera without using substances. We have a lot of people who are models that want to they take drugs in order to be able to be high, so that their confidence is boosted in order for them to stand on the runway. No, that's actually an evidence of a poor self-image. So we have to learn to accept our personal worth. Psychologist Joyce Brothers says that an individual self-concept affects every aspect of the human's behavior. It affects their ability to learn, their capacity to grow and change. It affects their choice of friends, and also affects their mates. It affects their career. It affects the person they get married to. In fact, the way you see yourself actually affects every area of your life, because it makes decisions for you. Your personal self-worth actually decides for you what you do with your life. So the question is, what's your self-image? Are you seeing yourself positively, or are you seeing yourself negatively? The next one is laugh. The Bible says, he who sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. Now, they're also telling us in the place of health, laugh. Because the muscles, according to scientists, they say the muscles one used to frown is much more than the muscles one used to smile. I actually used to be a frowner before. I don't even know when I'm frowning. So I'm actually also learning to laugh. So everybody dies, both those who live healthy and those who don't, those who do exercise and those who don't. Everybody dies. Hence, don't take life too seriously. Everybody has things that they are hopeless at. So for him, he said, if you talk about being handy in the house, it's a hopeless situation for him. But he laughs about it when his wife say, we need to do this, and say, but I cannot do it, and they just look at each other, and he laughs, say, can you ever do this? He laughs about it. It's not something to, I have to learn this. No. Life is not so serious. Don't take it too serious. Calm down. Take a chill pill. Like my coach would say, calm all the way down. In church, when my pastor is preaching, sometimes he will just deviate a little, and then we'll start talking and everybody will start laughing. Sometimes you will see him laughing a lot. And by the way, my pastor is David Ibiomia. You see him laughing on the altar. Everybody's just laughing, because it is very important to laugh. It helps your health. Instead of being sad about situations, no matter what the situation is, just laugh it out. Laughing is liberating. Laughing is relaxing. Have you noticed that you can never be laughing and be tense? You cannot be you can't even laugh when you are tense. But when you are relaxed, you just, laugh out situations. Laugh it out first before you even when the thing is looking like, this is the end of the matter, or there's no way. Just calm down. Laugh first when you are laughing. In fact, you can laugh at the situation. Go and lie down and sleep. Chill, calm your head, then you begin to address the situation. Nobody died, like my coach would say. Nobody died. So please, calm all the way down. Take a chill pill, like we say in my family, and laugh. Alright, so how do we manage the discipline of health? So the decisions to make for health, I've said them. You must laugh. That one is very important. Have a very good, or accept your personal worth. And then you must also, as I said, do something you enjoy, and have a purpose worth living for. So how do we now manage this discipline? Number one, we have to follow some daily routines. Number one, eat right. Eat right. Moderation is the key here. So you eat and manage what you eat. Don't eat too much, don't eat too small. So moderation is the key. We're not now saying because you say eat right, then you will now eat like 1 spoon or 2. No, moderation. Eat moderately. Remember, you cannot just immediately remove something without replacing. So don't remove everything immediately. Take it bit by bit. Remove a little, replace a little, like that. So eat moderately. Next one, exercise. Even if it's 15 to 20 minutes a day, just make sure you're doing some exercise. Now, I think there's some wristwatch. Yes, I know there are wristwatches now that helps you count your steps. Even if you are not going out, you work from the house is not an excuse. Stand up, walk around your house, walk a bit. Don't just sit at a place. You're not a stone. You can move around the house. So just do a little exercise, 15 to 20 minutes every day. Just commit to it. Work, do exercise constantly. Number 3, handle stress. Handle stress. Now, remember, most diseases, like we have said earlier today, is caused by stress. So here is a simple way that he gave to use and handle stress, because some people are asking now, she's saying handle stress. How then do we handle stress? So there's a very simple way he gave to use and handle stress. Number 1, if it has to do with family problems, he uses communication, time together, and unconditional love to handle it. Because we all know that some stress can come from family problems. So how does he handle it? Communication, effective communication, very important. Communication is a skill that must be learned, and then they have conversations, communication. Then he spends time together with his family, and then unconditional love, knowing fully well that it's not everything that can be perfect. When people become stressed when they are trying to look for perfection, not everything can be perfect. There are sometimes, my coach says something. I said, if you're having an argument and both of you are not coming to an agreement, just let it go. Just leave it. And I tried it out. The thing felt exhilarating. I felt okay. Unlike before, where we must find out the person that will win this thing, this argument. No, we must find an answer. And when you're saying we must, in your mind or the back of your mind, is your own that you want to actually win. So let it go. The next one, if it has to do with stress, that you have limited options, then you go for creative thinking, tenacity, and advice from other people. So there are some particular things that have limited options. It doesn't have to do with your family, but those things are causing stress for you. You can sit down and creatively think with the help of the Holy Spirit. You can ask the Holy Spirit for help. You can seek people in that field or in those fields that are at the top. Seek for advice for them, and then you can also push and tell yourself, I'm not giving up. Tenacity until I get an answer. But remember, take it one step at a time. The next one, if you're a business owner, and it has to do with staff productivity, you can decide to do immediate confrontation. If the person is stressing you out, to confront the person immediately and address the issue. Now, it has to do with staff leaders. You are still a business owner, and it has to do with staff leaders. If the thing is stressing you too much, just let the person go. If it's a friendship or a relationship that people are stressing you out, you are not a tree that is planted here. You can walk away. Just let it go. Shift or remove yourself from that position. There's nobody that is worth stressing yourself over. Nobody is worth you killing yourself over. Your health is very important to you. Like we said at the beginning, if success is not complete if you don't have the health to live that success, so why are you trying to pursue success when you're not working at ensuring that you have the good health to live it? At this point, we'll be drawing the close with this particular question. Where do you stand today when it comes to your health? What is one thing, one decision you have made when it comes to your health? What is one daily practice? What is one daily discipline you will stick with when it comes to health? For me, I've chosen to eat healthy, and I'm not there yet too, but I'm trying to do my exercise daily. Thank you for staying with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow. Invite someone. Let's recultivate a reading culture in our society. We are done with another daily dosing. Don't touch that down. Make sure you follow through on this video so you can know the next one we'll be talking about. I bet you it is also very interesting. Thank you for staying with me. God bless you, and see you in our next video.